Hi everyone, my name is Heather. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all having a good day today. So today I'm going to be creating some really simple collages, and I am sorting through some of my printables here. I'm just picking and choosing some different images that I'd like to use, and I'm going to be creating quite a few of them. So I know that I want to just have an assortment of images in front of me that I can pick and choose from. So off to the right, I have a little pile of just different images that I really love and that I'd like to incorporate into some type of ephemera. So I also have another pile of just more neutral papers like tea stain papers and just different paper scraps. So you can see I have my tea stain papers there, and I'm also going to use some avocado dye paper. So I'm just going to lay out maybe 3 or 4, I forget how many I do, I think 4 images in front of me. And then I'm going to match them up with other papers to kind of create little collages. And I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to use around three things per collage. So the idea is just to kind of layer and match up the images with other papers that are pretty, and then by the end I'll have a whole bunch of different ephemera that then I could use in my journals, and I could add to them if I like if I want to incorporate it into a tag. I'm not thinking too much yet about how I'm going to use each piece, like whether it's going to be a tag, whether it's going to be a pocket, whether it's going to be a flip out. It could be all of those things, but I'm just creating kind of around the image, and then later on I can go through and pick out, from my little stash what I'd like to use in my journals, if that makes any sense. So I'm just kind of layering that little piece of that scrap, that pink floral scrap, with that lady and then a tea stain paper in the back. So yeah, so I'm using around 3 things per collage. And so the whole point is really just to quickly and intuitively just pick and match different papers and put them together, and at the end have some really pretty papers to choose from. I hope I'm not repeating myself. So yeah. So here I'm just taking a little piece of chalk pastel and I'm coloring in the flowers on that image. That is actually a printable from my shop. It's one of the instant photo frames printable, and that is a colored printable, but I printed that in black and white on my printer, and then I'm just taking that chalk and filling in on the flowers. You can do that with any of your black and white images. You could color in a bow or just anything on your printables, and it's really pretty. Sometimes I use hairspray to set the chalk because they do have a setting spray that you can buy at your craft store, but sometimes I just use hairspray. So yeah, so okay, so I'm just laying out 4 more images that I want to use. I love that lady. She's reading the book. Oh my goodness, I love her so much. So yeah, so I'm just quickly trying to go through. I have my stash of papers there. There's some vintage papers. There's some printables. I do use a lot of printables in this video, so I will be sure to link all of the different kits from my shop that I'll do my best to put all the different kits that I used. And then if you have a certain image that you really want to know, what kit is that in, leave it in the comments and I will try my best to answer those questions. So yeah. This rose image here that I am using, I showed that paper at the beginning of the video, and sometimes what I like to do is if I have like a painting or a floral, I like to just kind of take and rip pieces of it off and have it already already in my stash, so that way whenever I'm creating some different pieces of ephemera, like sometimes it's hard to like cut your papers. I don't know, like, so if it's already ripped and torn and whatever, you are more likely to grab like a little rose from here or a little leaf from there, something like that. So I think that's the beauty of printables, is that you can print them over and over again and then, use your favorite florals and different things. So yeah, I love to use that one in particular is just so pretty. I think the really nice thing about this process is that you're not thinking too much about it. You're just kind of like intuitively picking colors and patterns that go together to you. And then you're not thinking about how you're going to use these things, if they're going to be pockets, if they're going to be, whatever. And then later on, you can add to them with different trims or, even build upon them if you need something to be bigger. So, yeah, I love that idea about all this. And sometimes I just overthink things whenever I go to create. So it helps me. It's a really good way to like build your kind of collage skills. So I'm showing you here this gold ink pad that I like to use. I love to use that for my aging, and I got it at Hobby Lobby. That particular color it works really nice. I'm showing you here, these are some little paper strips that I have in my Etsy shop, and you can use them as they are, or you can cut them apart and use the little different pieces as like just as like little labels for your projects, or just to add little bits to your collaging. So now that I've done all of the little collages, I'm going to go back through them and I'm going to add little details to some of them. Like for her, I'm going to add that pink label, and then I'm also going to add some dotted Swiss fabric to her. And then some of the other ones, not all of them, but some of them, I'm going to add little nettings or just little details to add a little bit more texture, a little bit more interest. And then that dotted Swiss fabric there, I did purchase that on Etsy, so I'll make sure I put that in the description box where I got it from, because I know I've had a lot of people ask me about that fabric. I use it a lot in my collages, so I really am happy that I found one that is really, it is a really cute fabric, so I'm very happy with it. So you can see how these are all coming together. They're starting to look really cute, especially all bundled together like that. They just look so cute. So yeah, once you have a bunch of them made, you can put them in a little basket, and then whenever you go to make a journal, you can pick and choose through all of the different little collages that you made. That little piece right there is one of Sam Pool's stamps that I stamped onto some vintage paper, and I love her stamps. That stamp set that she has, the dates, I think it's something dates, but yeah, I'm gonna link that below too. So here I'm just showing you how you can take your little collages that you've made and kind of layer them together, and you can bundle them up with a piece of rope and add a little tag, and then it becomes almost like a little journal that's not bound, which I love. And then you can send them in happy mails or pen pals, whatever your imagination dreams up, you can do with all these little collages. So here I'm just going to show you all of the different little collages that I created, and I'm just going to do a little flip through with you of all the ones that I made. I did cut out a lot of the time, so it did take me a few hours to complete all of these, but it was well worth it because now I have so much beautiful ephemera to use. So here I'm just showing you how I can use these in my journals. I have these signatures prepared for a journal that I'm working on, so I could use them as pockets or tuck spots or flip outs, different things like that. So for this last part of this video, I wanted to show you that you can use your little collages and kind of make a bundle that tells a little story about you. You know, I love this little girl with the dove, and I'm putting the "with love" words onto her. And then I'm going to be layering different images from my collages that I love. That's my favorite wallpaper. I love roses, so I'm putting that in my little story. And this girl that's reading, I love to read, I love to journal. That represents like my faith, and that says artist, and I am an artist. So I thought that I would layer all these together. I watch the birds a lot, so I put that bird image. That kind of represents the women in my life that mean a lot to me. I love swans, and I love that little girl with the dove. So yeah, all of these are just so meaningful to me, and I can use them in my personal journals, or if you want to create a special bundle for someone, just if you know the things that they love, that makes such a meaningful gift. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope it inspired you, and have a great day.